Uh-oh. Am I frozen? No, there we are. We are live.
Big Bink's Break Room
Hey,
Podcast. A couple of days from 2021. Um, breaking news. I'm sitting here watching CNN, and it seems as if the stimulus bill might be signed. When we gonna get this money? I'm not sure. It's gonna be $600 per person and $300 extra when it comes to unemployment benefits. But Shawnee Action, I'm just tripping on how, and I'm not surprised, but how long it took the administration or the president to sign this. Like, it's crazy.
Well, he 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 vetoed it first, right?
no, he threatened to
No,
veto it.
he threatened to veto it. He just took his time. They overnighted it to him before the weekend,
Yeah,
and he didn't mess with it. That way he go action. That boy went to go play some golf. So he on the golf course, and I think he signed it today. Yeah, that's your thing.
yeah.
I think he signed it today, if I'm not mistaken. He signed it today for the $600. Actually, he was trying to get $2K per person. That would have been dope. You know what I'm saying? But here's what I think. Action, Shawnee. Basically, he's trying to set himself up for 2024. That's what I see. He's like, well, I saved the economy right before I left, and you guys still didn't vote for me. So in 2024, we're going to do this. That's what I see. What y'all think?
No. I mean, first of all, it was crazy that it was only $600 to begin with. Actually, the Democrats wanted $2,000 at first.
Oh, I thought, you see, I didn't know that. I thought Trump was saying he wanted more.
No, the Democrats, their first proposal of the stimulus package, they proposed $2,000.
Wow.
And the Republicans turned it down. They said, no, they're not going to do that. So this whole time, the two big haggles about this whole stimulus bill was the money that people were going to get, and then the provisions for businesses not to get sued over COVID. Because they wanted businesses not to be able to get sued over COVID, because if you happen to get forced to work, and this is not for small business, this is for larger corporations.
Right.
If you were forced to go to work during COVID, you couldn't turn around now and sue your employer.
I do remember reading about that.
For forcing you to work. So that was the two biggest things that were holding up this bill. Is that, and again, the money amount. I just don't understand the money amount. To me, is crazy, especially when during this administration you gave businesses millions and even billions of dollars worth of tax breaks and tax incentives to the wealthiest, to the 1%. And then when it comes to the poorest, the most neediest of us all, and not even poor, just even middle class now, you're complaining about $600. You're saying that's too much. Come on, man. I mean, and you're talking about people that have been out of work for months. $600 is not going to do anything for them. You're behind, like in your rent, your food, your credit card bills, everything. $600 is not going to help you out. And people like myself, me and my wife don't even fall in the bracket of the stimulus. So we're not going to even get the $600.
What do you mean you don't fall into the bracket of the stimulus?
They
What do you
make
mean?
too much money.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
They balling.
I wouldn't say it like that. I would just say that they have put an amount on the stimulus package on income earners. So if you're above a certain income,
They're above that income.
you can't get the stimulus. No, but hey,
well, you'll be happy to know that I fall right into that.
But
so I'm waiting on the stimulus.
But it's not that we can't use the money. Like I told Shawnee earlier today on her morning show, it's like money is money. I don't care if it's $600 or if it's $6,000. If it's $6 or if it's $60, I want mine.
Yeah. No,
all that's going to help. So to cut me out of the whole stimulus thing because me and my wife are a certain income, that's messed up. That we suffer just like everybody else.
Yeah.
But I thought that I thought that they put the 600 thing in place. And then I thought that Trump came back and said, no, I want to make it 2,000. And then they said, then the Republicans, the GOP said, nah, we just going to keep it at 600.
That's what I thought too.
No, see what it was he's just being an asshole right now. He wants to still be the topic and the lead of the conversation. So he had to put himself back into the conversation because the House and the Senate had passed this bill unanimously. It was a bipartisan effort. So they were the lead story. They were like, okay, we did this. Now we're going to send this to the president's desk to sign so he can turn it into law. But he wasn't the conversation because he had nothing to do with it. He wasn't involved in the negotiations. He didn't say anything. At the last minute, he threw up, oh, I want $2,000 for everybody. That was just a way to put him in front of the conversation. Now we were all talking about him and what he was going to do. Is he going to sign it? Is he going to do what he's supposed to do? So it brought him back to the forefront of the conversation because he's a narcissist. We know this. It's all about him. So if he's not in the conversation, especially on an important matter like the stimulus, he wanted to be the savior of his own crisis. Like the bill, all he had to do was sign the bill. We'd have had the money last week.
So I hear that we're supposed to start getting it next week.
Yeah.
Yes, soon? Wow.
I mean, because they can just direct deposit it into most people's accounts.
Yeah, and as long as they stick with the 2019 tax return, then I fall in the bracket to get it.
See, so you balling in 2020.
Yeah. Now 2020 might be something different. They need to change the number. They need to raise the number up a little bit more.
No, they see my return. They be like, get that dude that money. Matter of fact, give him four extras.
But don't you get the 600 plus 600 per kid?
I don't.
You get
I don't know
600 per kid.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
see, you got
everybody in your household, if you qualify, gets that money. Like from your wife to your kids, everybody. If you got 7 kids and you get 7 times 6,
that's 4,200.
Yeah.
More than
you coming off of the TV.
I say 4,200.
Oh, okay. I was like, Bink, are you okay? You look like you sick over there. You keep turning your head up. Did you take some kind of like the sinus stuff or something for your nose? What's going on?
What's wrong with my nose?
You
I don't know.
us. We don't know.
I sound stopped up.
You over there looking up at the ceiling, leaning.
Oh no! No, you funny. Wait.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
You funny. No, I got CNN on top of me, and I was hoping that they're talking about the Trump irresponsibility for the Trump officials putting up roadblocks to the transition team. So in case something just pop up, I'm like, oh man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, see, President-elect Biden spoke
every week
about
is
that
something.
today. Yeah, he spoke about that today in his press conference that they're not getting any more support from any of the administration on some of these major departments where they need to get updated on what's going on. So it's a problem. I mean, dude's gonna be an asshole all the way out.
Yeah, because he ain't said nothing about the coronavirus since November. He ain't said a word. He ain't said nothing. I mean, we've been hearing from Fauci and all these experts and all that stuff talking about it and the new vaccines coming and all that stuff. But as far as press conferences and stuff from the White House, I ain't heard nothing. Not from him. And like you said, he gonna go out like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. We celebrate 9/11 every year since it's happened, and only 3,000 people died. How are we going to celebrate this? How are we going to remember this? And you got hundreds of thousands of people that just died. That's a 9/11 like every day.
You ain't lying. 336,000 and counting.
And check this out. We haven't had not one day of reconciliation. He has not once called the nation together and said, let's pause and just remember these people that have died, these families that have been affected. Not one time has he called the nation together or got in front of a camera and said, can we just pause as a nation and remember these people that we've lost? I mean, not once.
Well, he giving you $600. What's up?
Okay. Okay.
They
Okay.
celebrate that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that. I'll take the $600. Yeah. Right. Come on, give me a
I mean,
break.
but no, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But you
Yeah.
would think that the leader would say, okay,
Let's
something.
let's pause for a minute. Yeah. Let's sit back and acknowledge these families that are hurting. You know.
Yeah, but nah, he's not gonna do that. He's
Nah.
not gonna do
Nah.
that.
Nah.
Oh, Jackie checked in. She said, "Hey, family. Unfortunately, it's not in his nature, and it's not. I mean,
It's not.
he's one of them people. We know what we working with. So the only thing we can do is just wait for him to get out and wait for the next administration to come in.
Hopefully.
You know what it be. You know what it be. What's that? January 20th is the inauguration, right? Is it the 20th?
Yep.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know
The
what'd be
20.
dope if on the 20th either he do or he don't show up for the inauguration, because I know all the living presidents show up. Like Bush should be there, Clinton should be there, or President Obama should be there, and then Trump be there. Then after that, because I heard Trump saying he wasn't going to leave the White House, wouldn't it just be great if he go back to the White House, start tripping, and the I don't know if the National Guard come get him or the Army or whoever, but they go in there and they walk him out of the White House. Do you know that photo would be priceless just to see him
Oh
walk
yeah.
out? Just like they booed him when he went to go see that the judge who died. What was the judge's name? The judge.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Bader
Man,
Ginsburg.
he went to go say bye, pay his respects to her. They was like, lock him up, and he was like this. Sure, for the camera.
He might do that. I mean, but that's
that
what we
was
have to
hilarious.
understand. We keep feeding into his mania. What he wants to be remembered in history. He wants to make, like, he's done so much stuff. He gonna make the history books.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what he wanted. So
yeah.
No, I mean that's he was going to make the history books. He's only the 44th president of the United States.
No, I mean
45.
make it and everything
45,
because,
so.
like, when I was born, I don't know who the president was, but he made the history books. But I don't know nothing about the man. I mean,
I think Gerald Ford. I think.
I don't know. Yeah, but when you get to number, what is he, 40?
45.
Yeah, when you get to 45, oh, it's some drama in that story. You're gonna remember him.
Yeah, I mean, all presidents have stories, but his legacy.
The drama is something else.
Yeah, but his legacy is totally different because he has totally manipulated and turned around the Republican Party for what it was. They were a party of fiscal conservatives. They didn't believe in big budgets, but he's leaving one of the largest budgets and deficits in American history behind, with the tax breaks and everything else. I mean, they used to be conservative religiously, but yet, they support somebody who's been accused of rape at least 25 times and don't have and has very little family values. And I guarantee you can Google it. You can find most presidents that have held the office have been in attendance to a church or belong to some church. They even got footage of President-elect Biden right now going to worship on Sunday, going to his church. You won't find out one video of him stepping into a church beyond some type of service that he had to attend, like a funeral or something like that. Not one time have you seen him step into a church. I mean, this man has just no moral compass whatsoever.
I looked on Google as you were saying that. That's why I'm looking off. But it has him down as a Christian, largely Presbyterian, unspecified Protestant.
But have you ever seen him walk into a church? Like I said, you can go back and find every president, even Barack Obama. They should film him attending church, going to a service.
No, that's why we had to make sure he took that picture with that Bible that was upside down in front of that church when he was making his little speech or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, just no moral compass. That's what I'm just saying.
No, I agree. 600%.
No moral compass whatsoever. And you got to have a moral compass if you're going to be the leader of the free world. You got to have it.
So when we talk about I mean, I know COVID have pretty much knocked everything out when it comes to, and you know what, I just had an idea, but I'm gonna mess up if I say it now, so we'll just keep going. If I literally just popped in my head. But when we talk about the top events of 2020, how will 2020 be remembered? What's the top 5 things that come to y'all mind? Shawnee, you can start it off. 2020. People say, name 5 things that you remember most about 2020. And if you're just tuning in, it's Big Bink's Break Room Podcast, Action Jackson, Shawnee, Big Bink, and we're talking about, we literally just started talking about the topic of 2020 and the top 5 things that come to mind when you talk about this year. What you got, Shawnee?
I would say perfect. Well, I won't say perfect, but a clearer vision for me. 2020, I got my vision got better. 2020 was a good year for me. I know a lot of people say 2021 good, and it was some messed up stuff that happened, but all the messed up stuff that happened, I walked away with so much more knowledge because, like I said, I don't lose. Either I win or I learn.
Oh, you
And
learned.
I
That
have
was a dope post. I
learned
saw that.
a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, Rodney, congratulations on becoming a father. I'm sorry I had to say that to Rodney. Rodney had a baby on today or yesterday or something. But congratulations, Rodney. He's
that boy Rod, man.
He's an
how you been?
alpha.
All day.
He's a Mason.
I'm doing that for you, but it's go mob all day. But I'm doing that for you.
Yeah, he's a musician. He was a band director at Jarvis Christian College and a couple of other HBCUs. So, Rodney, we are so, I don't know, did you say proud of you? No, congratulations on becoming a dad. But
yeah, welcome to the club.
But 2020, I mean, it was just one of those years. I felt like 2020, I got like something woke back up, in Shawnee, because Shawnee kind of got dormant after the whole cancer thing in 2017, the stroke, the heart attack, all that. But 2020, baby, Shawnee back with a vengeance.
Yes, you
not a vengeance, but it's just I just y'all know me. Yeah, y'all know me. And so my cutoff game is quicker. A lot quicker for, all the way around with just foolish. I'm still a nice person, and I would give somebody the shirt off my back. I would do that.
The first Shawnee was PG. This was rated R.
Yeah, but I'm a nice person.
Because kids of a certain age can deal with Shawnee. But now it's just she quick to the cut. It's rated R. Y'all.
Yeah, that mouth is something. My mouth can give real. No, my mouth has gotten better. It's not as disrespectful as it used to be.
I mean, it come at the drop of a dime. Hey, Shawnee. Hey, bro. Hey, Big. How you doing, man? What the fuck is going on over here? I'm like, what? Let me call you back. I'm like, okay, no problem. Just call me back when you finish.
But I'm excited to go into 2021, and I'm 2020. I know you say give you 5 things. This is just kind of hard. The only thing that I can really say about 2020, this is how I can sum it up. With everything that I went through in 2020, and y'all know what those things are, I am so proud of myself for getting my business started, getting my LLC together, getting the channel up, actually having content on it, us, bringing the podcast to this. Like, if you really knew everything that I had to deal with and how many times I had to eat shit and politely and smile, and I feel so good, and I'm pumped for 2021.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations. She telling the truth. Telling the truth.
Cause thank God for Sister Jackie, cause I stopped cussing so much hanging around her. That's the
Yeah,
first
I mean,
lady. I can't be dropping the F-bombs while I'm talking to her.
no, you got to keep those on the low Fs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, me, I don't know. I mean, I can name a ton of things, but my family is blessed more than the typical. But it's like for me, it's been just an exposure of vulnerabilities in our own systems. How Texas, when we made national news for the largest food bank line, when the line was miles, and we see all these people that have fallen into the gap just because of that. When you look at the educational system, when you look at how they had to flip and had to go to in-home learning and had to switch that up, and a lot of kids fell through the crack during that point in time because they couldn't keep up or didn't get it, and they didn't get the help that they needed. So I mean, and then again, just our hospital system, how we need more nurses, more doctors. We don't need more rappers. We don't need more singers. We need nurses. We need doctors. We need professionals because all these systems we have seen a vulnerability to. When it comes to like this COVID, like remember in the beginning in New York, they were asking for help from nurses from across the country. Like it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough nurses in New York to help out. I mean, New York is like the largest city in America. You trying to tell me they didn't have enough nurses?
Yeah.
They got to put a call out across the country for more help. I mean, that is just a vulnerability in the system that we need to promote and get better at because we are such a star-driven, so instant fame-given society that we don't promote things like that we need, like police officers, firefighters, nurses, doctors. I mean, you got to be a Twitter star, or you got to be a YouTube star, or you got to be some reality star. I mean, what happened to education and being smart and wanting to be educated? Now people are just conspiracy theorists and falling down some rabbit holes. It's crazy. So, I mean, you could go with more than 5, but that would be my top thing right there.
I can't. I'm trying to, in my head, and I think, in my head, I'm just trying to think of the things that come right off the dome when we talk about 2020. And, I think that the element of surprise is one for me. And what I mean by that is we saw how, what it'd be, the element of surprise, and then it'd be some Roman numerals 1, 2, 3, 4, and I guess that'd be my top 5. Well, I guess the element of surprise is a theme because we talk about content creators. Now, y'all remember in April, in May, this is when it started to get kind of real. By June, it was like, what's happening in the world? We had the whole George Floyd thing.
Yeah.
In a pandemic, social change, people demanding justice, and that just spilled over into the whole world, like the whole world. Now, just imagine if we wasn't going through the pandemic at that time, how more massive that could have been. Like, in my mind, I don't think it could have gotten any bigger than it did, but if there wasn't this pandemic that we were dealing with, people still screaming George Floyd to this day, but it could have been even bigger and huge. Element of surprise, how that worked out, and everybody else that was, unfortunately, shot or brutalized by the police in whatever city. But we talk about content creators. Like, again, April, May, June, I think every DJ that had turntables was on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter DJing.
Yes.
Everybody was DJing and playing their music, and Facebook was cutting off everybody, and some of them made it through the crack. What I mean by that is, D Nice got on, and for some reason, he got the bulk of the listeners, and people was hollering D Nice, D Nice, D Nice for about 2-3 months. Me, myself, I was a Jazzy Jeff fan. He does the Magnificent House Party, and I just like Jazzy Jeff. But they wasn't cutting them off. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They was cutting off the big Binks of the world and the TDKs and the DJ Jonas out there in Louisiana, just cut people off. So that's another thing that comes to mind. Then we talk about forced adjustment. Forced adjustment to me, 2020, is when you have to make stuff work based on what's going on. Again, all of my, and again, I'm just speaking for myself. We all had this problem, but all of my hustle, my side hustle, the hustle that make me sweat because I'm being so excited when it's time to get paid, all that went away. All my physical stuff went away. Let me say that. And so I had to readjust and try to figure out how to get some money coming in, and thank God for Shawnee, thank God for this whole media channel, you know what I'm saying? Because there was some avenues that we used and we explored and we were able to get a check off of it. But even with the family, and I have no problem talking about my personal family life when we had a show, we talking about the rent, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't and still ain't caught up on my rent. But again,
don't worry, that's $600 on the way.
It's either pay rent or get groceries. It's either this or that. And so I found a way to put this puzzle together. The puzzle's not complete, but I've got to this part of the year. And I mean, I was doing that from getting a new engine in my truck. I'm talking about real shit here, like getting real stuff, like getting a new engine in my truck. You know what I'm saying? It's an 04 Tahoe, but I knew that it was on its last leg. So it's like, Bink, do you want a car note? Nah, I don't want no car note. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, things like that. And I'm just looking at what else I wrote. And actually, you hit it when you talked about the schools. We found out what it means to be a teacher. We actually found out, like, teachers don't get enough credit. Teachers need to be paid at least $15,000 more of what they're getting, because when
more than 15,000 more.
Hey, basically, well, they need to get paid more money.
They need to make six figures. A teacher needs to make six figures. A teacher is there to mold you and to get you ready for your future. And we start them at $50,000 a year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they got to deal with your bad kids. Well, not y'all bad kids, but you know what I mean. Teachers need to get at least 100.
Because if you think about it, like athletes' salary and usually negotiated is their fandom. You know what I'm saying? Like, they bringing fans to the stadium. They selling their jersey. So if a teacher is teaching thousands of kids every year, that's her fandom. She's worth that. She's giving those people education, and we can't even pay a teacher a wage that we pay a typical football player or basketball player. We got multi-million-dollar contracts for these basketball players because they got fans. Teachers have fans. They got.
And they had to get there. The teacher taught the athlete. The teacher taught the athlete, not the coach, because the coaches, the little football coaches and stuff, they get the little six-figure salaries.
Yeah.
But the one that got to teach them how to write, how to speak in complete sentences, what to capitalize, subject verb agreement that they don't know how to use.
True.
Yeah, how to make sure that contract is right.
How to write a contract, how to read a contract, how to interpret the contract, interpret the law. All of that. Teachers.
Yeah, shout out all the teachers out here now.
Get the short end of the stick. Now, the substitute teachers need to get about a $35,000 raise, but the teachers, they need to be at $100,000 a year. That's a lot.
At least,
and you know
at least starting out. You talking about starting out.
And you know what? To both of y'all point, I'm a 70s baby, raised in the 80s. But I can remember, and this is to y'all point when we talk about teachers, I can remember all of my grammar school teachers' names at I mean, all of them. And that has something to do with the way I was taught in school, the relationship that I had with my teachers growing up. And actually, you know what? 98% of them were female. I just literally just thought about that. There wasn't a lot of male teachers in my school, Gillespie
Right.
School on the south side of Chicago. There were not a lot of the gym teacher was a dude, Mr.
Yeah,
Hayes.
just the coaches. Just the
Yeah.
coaches.
But regular, all of them. But I can remember what they looked like and the classroom and how serious it was. Like when your mama came up to the school, it was everybody. Everybody was, who mom is that? Who mom is that? But then you see the dude who mama really is in the back, like, let me see, 36.
Yeah, they working.
Your mama.
They working.
Oh, that's your mama. You try to act like you working.
Yeah.
That's funny. But the last thing for me for 2020, I don't know how many I've named off, but just family time. Like, if you didn't make time to spend with your family during these last 10 months, like you can't find no time to do it. I mean, we did everything from Uno to the Ozark. Did y'all watch the Ozarks?
Yes.
The Ozark?
Yeah, that was good. What's that game we played when we came to your house?
Was it Uno?
I think it was like some special Uno, or was it Monopoly?
No, it was Uno. It was
like Speed Uno.
Extra Uno. Speed. I can't remember, but yeah, with the thing that the cards pop out of the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, this was a great time to readjust, to get closer to your family, to to embark on the future.
You still on the Uno?
Yeah, Uno got I forget
I'm talking
the name
about
of
Action. He down there laughing. You still on the Uno?
Oh,
yeah. I mean, that's one of those card games I just never got into. My kids play.
Really?
I never played one single game of Uno. Never before.
Oh man, I think it's best when you play just two people one-on-one, so you can draw two, draw four, skip, reverse, Uno game.
And wait a minute, they serious
Lost.
about their Uno game Action. Like,
I bet.
not just Bink and Mo, but the kids too.
Yeah, he sounds serious. He was calling up the whole thing.
You better be ready to play. You better be ready to play.
Hey, y'all know anybody took the shot for COVID?
I do, and I forgot to reach out to him yesterday because we were doing something else at Action's house.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my classmates, one of my childhood
beautiful auntie. I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. I'm a beautiful auntie.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, my mama was a teacher. She ain't play.
Yeah. No, none of the old school teachers play.
None
That's
of them.
right. That's right.
But I forgot to reach out to Steve yesterday. And then today has just been a busy day. There's a bunch of stuff going on. But he got the shot. And the last time we talked, what he told me, the only thing that was going on with him was his arm was really sore. And he has to do the second round. But he did send me a video, and I watched part of it over the weekend. It's a doctor in Atlanta, and she explains it. And I hate that I didn't prepare.
She got a tan shirt on.
She got a little short haircut.
And tan shirt, a beige shirt. Yeah, I know exactly the video you're talking about because that's the video I was telling you about when I watched it. It's like 12 minutes long.
Yeah,
but she broke it down.
She did, and
I told y'all, you got to take it.
You got bacon.
You got to take it. The shot. I told you, y'all need to take the shot.
Why?
Cause we went through this already. Okay, y'all look at CD Sue right there. CD Sue right there.
Why? I mean, I'm
Why
still
not?
just on
Why
the
you not gonna take the
because okay, I've never taken the flu shot. I've never gotten the flu.
Okay.
So I mean, I ain't got corona. I didn't get it. Me, my kids, nobody. We did things to build up our immune system. I made sure, because I'd be looking at stuff like that. Well, I've always been like that. Like that ain't a lifestyle that we just started. He had the COVID. He had it. and I've been around him and we didn't get it. We didn't, I mean, not that we purposely went around it, but I just don't. I don't know. I'm not sold on it yet. But when I do see things like that, like what the doctor put out, what Steve sent me, it
Right.
makes me. What I don't want to do is be so skeptical, because I'm not skeptical because I think they're doing the Tuskegee project where they gonna give us all syphilis or kill us all off. That's not what I think. Me in medicine, I don't really believe in medicine. I believe more in natural remedies. I believe that's what the earth is. Everything that we need to heal ourselves is in the earth. That's my belief. So, like, even with cancer, I wouldn't take the chemo. I didn't do the radiation. And they wanted me to do 24 rounds of chemo and 16 rounds of radiation. Okay, I didn't do that. I refused to do it. I did the things that I knew to do naturally. I started, incorporating those things and doing those things and eating those types of food that are natural, not processed, not organic. And to me, that's what cured me. Then of course I did have a double mastectomy, so we removed my breast altogether, so I don't have to worry about that. So that's just my belief. It's not that I think, oh, they're trying to kill all black people.
Yeah.
I just don't
that's
believe
not the
in
case.
medicine. Yeah, I just don't believe in medicine like that. I just don't. But when I hear, people, talk about it, I do consider it for a minute, and then I'm like, look, I beat a stroke, a heart attack, and cancer naturally. So, and I didn't catch COVID.
So naturally, you should take the medicine because your luck is running out, nigga. You
We'll
gotta
see.
take the
We'll see.
shot. Take the shot. You don't beat all that. Now you want to attempt that thing out.
Well, I
No,
know,
sorry, take the shot.
like my auntie just said, she's 70 plus, which is high risk. A lot of people out here with underlying conditions. I can totally understand, them, taking advantage of this flu of this
Flu shot.
vaccine. However, I would like to see some of the after effects when we talk about 6 months from now, and how people are adjusting and coping after getting the shot, and what are some of the statistics and all that stuff. That's just me.
I mean,
Yeah,
but wouldn't it be the
definitely agree with
same?
that because
Because it's the
because you don't know
vaccine is
now.
part of the virus. So they use part of the virus to make the vaccine. So some people are gonna get it after they get, just like with the flu shot. Some people get the flu shot, they get the flu. Some people get the flu shot, they don't get the flu.
No, I'm just
That's
saying, like
just what I was.
for me, that would be my only concern: the side effects, because those have never been discussed. And you can watch any TV commercial on any medication today, and half the commercials about the damn side effects.
Yeah,
So
going real fast.
You could die. You could get a
like you
rash
could
in
die.
your butt.
Yeah, you can get diarrhea.
Your
I'm
nose
like,
could
yeah,
fall off.
Yeah, I'm like,
You will
whoa.
be dehydrated. It's like, well, dang. And that's what I'm saying. If all that's going to happen, why take the medicine? I can just,
Die peacefully.
I can get some natural remedies, some things that are natural that the earth has created, and do that. And I'm not talking about weed. For some people, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about food, fruits, the different things that we grow that are put here for us to use, to live.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know. That would be my only concern, but I can't. Like I said, I'm not going to even let that dwell on that. It's just like, because again, that's one of the things that they just really haven't discussed, and that just concerns me. It's just the side effects, because it's going to have some type of side effect.
Yeah,
And they're not sure about what that is because of how fast they put this thing together. So that's going to be in long term. So it could be years from now. It could be maybe even decades from now. All of a sudden, people start having these symptoms or something with their body, and
arm
And
fall
then
off.
and then that commercial come up. Did you get the
Oh yeah.
vaccination for COVID?
Yeah.
You
Oh
could be a
yeah.
part of a whatever lawsuit.
Look, did you see
Send your documents today.
Did you see the commercial about if you got a hernia? If you got a hernia replacement or whatever you call it, if you got a hernia, if you had mesh, they put the mesh in there. If you had a mesh surgery hernia from 2008 on, and then they were telling you to send the information.
Yeah.
Now I had a hernia surgery in 2008, Shawnee and Duncanville. Remember that place right up the street here in Dallas? It's a God, I can't think of the place, but it's over there by Methodist. Is that
Okay.
Methodist over there?
Yeah, Charleston Methodist.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right over there. It's a place where I had my surgery for my hernia,
Bless your heart.
and they put push your belly button. Push your belly button in the back. But I haven't had any complications for it. I remember I couldn't walk for a long time, but I was like,
That's the complication.
let me see if I can
That's the
find my.
complication.
What?
You better see if you gonna get some of
said
that
he could-
lawsuit
He
money.
said he could. He said, I remember I couldn't
couldn't
walk. I didn't have no complications. I couldn't walk.
I couldn't walk for like probably maybe about 2 weeks. I couldn't walk because you figure hernia, all they gonna do, see, they went in on your belly button. They cut 4 corners on your belly button, like an X on your belly button, and then they go in and fix it. I guess they push your belly button back or whatever. But I remember after I got through, I was out for about 2 weeks. I remember trying to go to church to the St. John's and trying to walk down the aisle. Well, they was like, "What's wrong?" I was walking to the front because I used to sit in the front in St. John, and then everybody was looking at me. Yeah, he coming for devotion. Go, my brother. Go ahead, my brother. I'm like, no, I'm just going to sit up here, but I couldn't get up. I could not get up, man. It was crazy.
Man. Yeah, see, we never know. That's why I'm saying, like, I get a stimulus check for that.
Well, right now, the only complication that we know with Steve Foster is that his arm is just sore. I mean, no different from like when we get that tetanus shot in the military. Arm is sore.
Yeah.
For a little
Hey,
while.
Paul, you on here? Paul, because Paul.
I'm like, why are you
wife.
hollering at action?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
not
I'm
that.
on it.
Like, he
No,
right
the other Paul that be on here, but Paul, my cousin, his wife, who's a nurse, I think she work in Parkland, but she got the shot too. Like she got it when all of the first responder people.
He took the vaccine.
And so I told him the day I want her to check in, but he said she wasn't at home. So but he be on here all the time, but I guess he not on here. So, but she took it, and I asked her about it. She got to go back in a couple of days to get the second shot. I think it's 21 days. You get a shot, and then 21 days you get another shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they still waiting on her to get the second shot.
And there's so many different shots. So Pfizer has a shot. Then there's some other people that shot. Pfizer's supposed to send some more vaccines to us because
McDermott. They supposed to send some joints. But I think they said 2 million people so far. 2 million people in the U.S. have been vaccinated. So we'll see.
So good.
We'll see how that work out. But I know Pfizer getting paid. I know that they getting paid. Are you kidding me?
Of course.
And at some point they're gonna find at some point they're gonna find the vaccine. They're gonna have a knockoff vaccine in every South Side neighborhood in America. So you'll be able to get the shot. You know what I'm saying? Might have some other side effects, but it's gonna be a knockout version. You know us, we're gonna find a way to get that shot.
that's not good.
Yeah. Hey, so let me ask you guys, what do you guys think about that mobile home that blew up, that bomb? Have you heard about that? The mobile home that blew up?
I don't know in Tennessee. I don't know the significance. Like, why is that? And don't get me wrong. Let me say this disclaimer before I say this, but this guy blew up, because I'm about to say something. They're gonna be like, what? But he blew up a business in downtown Tennessee.
Yeah.
But what's the significance of it? I don't get it.
That's what nobody knows, because he blew himself up too.
He was in there too?
Yeah, he was in the mobile
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Okay, so wait a minute. So he went to downtown Tennessee, blew up a building, then came back to his mobile home and blew that up?
No, he was. It was a mobile home. He used the mobile home as the bomb.
Oh, like Timothy McVeigh and them did with the
Yeah,
truck
yeah, in
in
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
he
he was
drive it? Did he
inside.
drive it? He drove it into the building?
No, he
Oh, he was
parked
on
it
the
on the
sidewalk.
street. Yeah, he parked it on the street and he warned people. He warned people. It was like a loudspeaker. He warned people, told them to get away, and
Did
it was
he?
a bomber.
What?
Yeah, it was nobody there, but they said he was parked in front of the AT&T building, so he wanted to try to take out a the network, the grid over there. So
Wow.
they don't
Yeah,
know
that
what
was,
they don't know whether he was mad at AT&T or he was just. I mean, because there's no motive to it, and
Oh, okay. Here he
it's
is.
yeah. So they have
Anthony
no idea.
Warner, the Christmas Day RV bomber is what they're calling him.
Yeah. But see, the thing about it is, here's the big debate. Had he had been someone of foreign descent and did that, they would have been labeling it like a terrorist act or at least some type of terrorism.
right.
But they're just calling him like some typical bomber. But it's just like, do you guys think like that? I mean, I personally feel it's an act of terror because it's like.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just this bomb, but they don't want to call it that because they don't want to, I guess, cheapen the definition of terrorism. But now, if I lived in that area, I'd be scared.
Well,
You
he
know what I
dead
mean?
now. He blew it up now
No, but that don't mean he was the only
because
one.
well, like when the Oklahoma City bombing happened, the high rise that was right next to the federal building, I lived in that. My apartment was on the back side. My apartment didn't get messed up, but the two next to me, those were destroyed. But and you know they didn't call that no act of terrorism either.
They
when
sure
they
didn't.
when they found out who they were and all these people were displaced. But I think even beyond, him just, in my opinion, and I'm going to say it, and, any crime that a white person commits
Oh, he was white.
that is
Yeah,
terroristic,
Figures.
is
So
not considered terrorism. It's just, oh, he has some mental issue. Oh, he was stressed out. Oh, well, life happens. That's just, that's what it is. That's how they label it.
yeah, that's how
And
the media is. That's why again, that's why I'm bringing the point to the break room because I'm like, that's what they're doing with this guy. I'm like this was clearly an act of terrorism and it was thought out. You don't just pack a RV
you sure
with
don't.
with bombs stuff. And you got to think this whole thing out. This is thought out. This is some type of process. So I mean, in that sense, it's not spur of the moment. That's terror. He planned this out. So again, I
And
agree
then
with
he
you, though,
went
Johnny.
there and told the people, hey, y'all get out the way. I'm about to blow up the
Yeah,
building.
yeah, I didn't know
No,
that. I didn't know that.
what?
Wow. That's crazy.
What kind of
yeah. It
mess
was.
is this?
He had loudspeakers and he had diversion. Like it was supposed to be like some shots in the area to try to divert the police to get everybody out the area.
Mm.
So
Not
he
trying to
didn't
be
want he didn't want to kill anybody. He just wanted to kill himself and cause the damage. Again, that's a suicide bomber. What do we
absolutely.
associate? What do we associate suicide bombings with? Terrorism.
9
Yeah.
11, yes.
Well, shout him out for not killing nobody else. I hate to say it, but at least at least he cleared the area. Wow.
That's no
But I know they
consolation.
did like at least a 10-minute special just on the RV alone. They got Google shots from years ago where the RV was sitting, I guess, at his house, and they was
Oh
trying to
my
make sure that was
God.
the same RV. It was a Chateau something. And it was one of them old ones, like the ones that came out probably about 96, 95. And they was talking about it, and they got the picture of it going down that street. And I guess shortly before he parked and did what he did. But yeah, Action, I agree with you 2,000,000%. It's an act of terrorism. Now,
Hmm.
what are they gonna do after this? I don't know. I'm glad wasn't nobody else in there. Nobody else got injured. But I don't know what. Oh, you said it was an AT&T store. What he did?
AT&T building. Y'all remember that man in Austin that flew the plane into the IRS building?
The Koresh dude?
No, not David Koresh. He was he He was. Oh, we lost action. Now, David Koresh, that was a cult. That was,
Oh,
they set his thing on fire.
oh,
Yeah, they were at that place out in
oh, that was
somewhere.
Waco. That
Yeah,
was Waco.
Waco. Yeah,
Yeah.
they set it on fire, and they supposedly all died in there. But no, a couple of some years back, one guy was mad at the IRS, and he flew the plane into the IRS building and killed
Did
the
he?
people.
In Austin. See, like I remember that. That was a couple
Yeah.
of years ago.
Yeah, yeah, but
I mean, again, you said the right thing. It's always when it's
when it's
them.
a white man, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. And I mean, that's what it is. I ain't trying to be funny, but if a black man had drove that RV down there and did that, it'd be, oh, they thugs. We got to take all the guns and ammo from them. They can't have it. And, if it was a Mexican that did it, then Trump would have been saying, oh, that's why we need a wall. It's always something when it's a non-white person.
Yeah.
It's
I
everything
mean,
but what it is when it's them. Charlie
that's the
Mason.
media.
I mean, Charlie Manson is a genius to them. Okay. It's like
No, that's true. You got people who
this, they
following.
so obsessed with
Yeah.
him. I'm like, so we obsessed over a rapist and a murderer and a cult? Okay.
Yeah.
All
I'm just
right.
taking a picture of us. That's what this is.
Jeez.
Social media.
Well, we got a little promotion that we're actually a part of.
Nice.
Two things that I got to share. So, okay, Bink mentioned that he was behind on his mortgage, right? So Beyonce is helping people out. She's giving out $5,000 grants starting, I believe, January 21st. Okay, you go to the NAACP.org. You fill out the application. You have to have all of the appropriate paperwork so they can see that you're behind. If you're facing eviction or foreclosure, she's going to give 100 people $5,000 grants. Okay, and then she's
100.
gonna do a round two in February. Yeah,
Carry
that's
the
a
zero, B.
I'm just trying.
a
Yeah, I'm just trying
hundred.
to add that up.
Yes,
Chicago public school system.
yes.
Carry the
Trying to add
zero,
it
B.
up.
That's two extra zeros that you put behind the other.
Yeah.
So $500,000 is what she doing.
Good for her.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, so are y'all into sneakers? Y'all big on sneakers? Or any sneakers?
Oh yeah,
One of
for
y'all
sure.
sneakerheads?
Not
All right.
really.
Well, we're gonna give you a chance to win. You can win either these Space Jams or the Concords. Okay.
And Jordan.
Space Jams or the
Yeah.
Concords. All
Yeah,
you
Space
have to
Jams is
do
dope.
is go to TC Sneaker Lounge. This is Carl Jr.'s sneaker thing. He does all these things with these shoes. So you go to their Instagram page, like the post, share the post, follow if you're not following, and comment which pair of shoes you would want to win. Okay, they're gonna pick a winner. You got until December 29th to do this.
Nice.
Okay,
We got
That's
inside
tomorrow.
hookup.
That's tomorrow.
tomorrow, December 20th. Okay, so y'all better get on
Yeah.
it now.
So we got an inside hookup on the Space Jams.
I mean, if you want some, you go on here and, put on there which ones you think, like the post, share the post, follow it, and comment. It's
Oh, okay.
Space Jam was a good movie.
TC _ sneaker lounge. And you do it and you can get them. But now if you want to buy some, yeah, you can buy some from him too.
Oh, now you hit me with the B word.
But
Yes.
yeah,
You hit them with the F word, and you want to hit me with the B word.
Because you're in a different tax bracket there, buddy.
yeah, you don't get no $600. You don't get no But that's for anybody. If you want to buy them, just hit him up on his Instagram page. He gets the authentic shoes. He actually does videos on them, so you can actually see. He has a nice little clientele,
Cool.
and he can hook you up with. I'm not big on sneakers like that. Like I like Vapor Max. You know what I'm saying? I like
Vapor Max, what is that?
a nice little Nike.
So nice. Okay.
Yeah, a nice little Nike. I like the Nike Air, stuff like that.
I will say real quick that whole that whole market is amazing. Because when I was in Ohio, we used to do this event called Sneaker Freaks, and people will come from all over the world, and they got dudes. They're like gods, like these specific dudes that have all these eccentric and eclectic and rare sneakers, and people are paying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars for a pair of shoes, and they trade money. It's like the stock exchange in there. I've never saw anything like that in my life. So just
I
to
think we
piggyback,
ought to do that. I think we should do that.
yeah, to
Man,
piggyback.
no, because I would never pay for no Yeezys. Man, come on, man. The Yeezys are ridiculous. Just the price tag on them Yeezys. I'm like, nah. I got the cash and would never do it.
No, what I'm saying is that we ought to put on an event like that, like Comic-Con. Let's do like Sneaker Con.
Oh yeah.
Sneakerhead something. You know, we ought to do that. I think we should do that. Now we're gonna have to have mass security because have y'all seen the series Sneakerhead on Netflix? If you get a chance, watch that, and then what I just showed y'all will make a whole lot more sense. Because I didn't realize it was that big either. Like, you know, what Bink was saying and when my son was telling me about it. Well, he been talking about this since he been in high school. Junior is 27 now. Okay, so it's been a passion of his for a while. But when I watched Sneakerhead, then that's when I understood his passion for this better. Because I was like, that dude in Sneakerhead, I called him, I said, hey, I'm watching this show, Sneakerhead. The lead character reminds me of you. He was like, yeah, everybody says that. But yeah, so check out Sneakerhead on Netflix.
It's on Netflix now?
Yes. And you know what else was on Netflix that I caught? Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Oh, yeah.
What you frowning up for, Bink?
I tried to watch it today. I was half asleep, but usually a good movie will wake me up. So let me go back and watch it. It didn't do nothing for me the first time. Let me go back and watch it.
You got to wake up and watch it. It's only an hour and a half. What I like about it is the characters tell stories more than they are acting. Like Viola Davis's character acts a lot, but the other characters, they're mainly telling stories. So if you into storytelling, you're going to get some good stories out of it. Chadwick Boseman, of course, did an excellent job, an amazing job. And watching it thinking that, oh my God, this was his last movie and he was sick. It's like, dang, this dude is good.
Yeah, he's amazing.
It was a good movie. And anybody that has any complaints about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's WAP need to watch Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, because all of that has been going on for a long, long time.
Yeah, very long time.
That's what the Black Bottom is. Black Bottom and WAP is the same thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She just saying Black Bottom. They said WAP.
Yeah.
I said, ooh. And she's, you know, our mother of the blues. She is, you know, they label her as the creator of the Southern, what we call Southern Soul. Blues. Yeah.
So that was a real person.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah. She's a real person.
Yeah,
she's a real person. And you know what? And I was just watching Get Up.
Oh, yeah.
James Brown?
Yeah, the James Brown one. And Viola Davis was his mom in that one.
Sure was.
She was his mom in that one.
I was like, man, that's funny how they work together like that in two different movies and totally different characters. And I love Viola Davis just as an actress, period, man.
Shout her out, yeah.
The Help is still one of my favorite movies. You's good.
You know what,
kind and you smart.
Oh, yeah.
When you talk about the diversity of being an actress, like you know, Viola Davis has played all kind of roles, but for her to be in like a movie like Fences, you know, the demeanor that she had to play, like the housewife and wearing the mama dresses, you know, the like the big mama dresses, you know, and then in Ma Rainey, you know, Ma Rainey, I think they added some pillows or something because I know she ain't that big.
She ain't that big.
And you know, had a gold in the mouth.
Baby, that tripped me out that she had them gold teeth like that. I'm like, they had gold teeth like that.
Yeah. But then to be a sex symbol in
How to Get Away with Murder.
How to Get Away with murder, like, because they, I mean, you know, they made her look dope. I mean, not saying she don't look dope, but I'm just saying it was just another facet of her diversity as an actress. Then one scene, she was getting that chicken ate out in the police room. So she has done all kind of stuff, but I just like the diversity and the different looks that she has, and that's the true testament of a great actress. So shout out.
Yeah, she was great in Wives or Widows. I'm sorry, Widows.
I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, you gotta see Widows. Widows, she played a real good character in Widows too.
And yesterday we watched, after we finished
I did say
spending time with action, we watched we watched, what did he say?
He talking about the chicken.
I literally just thought about what I said. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But after we finished
there goes the women. There goes the women demo.
With action, we watched Soul on the Disney Plus channel.
Disney Plus. I haven't seen that. I heard it was good though.
Tell him, Shotty.
Was it good?
I just think Disney's storylines are too deep for children, because I was sitting there watching it like, you know, I was excited to watch it because I was thinking it was about one thing. And then as we start watching it, you know, like you get into the first 20 minutes of it, then all of a sudden it just flipped. And then it go deeper and deeper. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. I don't want to have to answer all these questions tonight about this movie.
It's a cartoon, right? In the cartoon?
Yeah, it's a cartoon, but it's too...
Yeah, the cartoon goes really deep because it goes into kind of like death without telling the whole thing. It goes into death and little spirituality.
Yeah, and
stuff like that. So it's like it's a lot for a kid to take in. I mean, just my opinion. Like if you're a young kid, I guess at a certain age, you're not really thinking of it in that way. But us as adults, and we're watching it, and it's almost like an adult cartoon, because even though it is for kids, it's more like
adults.
It's more like an adult kind of thing. It's almost like the movie Up, where Up was, you said the kids can watch the movie Up, but it really had an adult thing to it.
Like Frozen.
Yeah, like Frozen.
The kids like it, but that has adult themes and adult connotations. And and Disney is really good at putting that in their mind, because like with Frozen, I remember when I took the girls to the movie theater to see that, they were 2 and 3, or either 3 and 4. They were young.
Yeah.
And when the thing was on there talking about, oh, he was married, but he liked the other girl, and the other girl like him. Yeah. And I'm like, this a side chick. Hold up. That's not okay. No, if somebody is married, you know, I'm having to tell my daughters, if they married, if they got a boyfriend, you don't mess with them. That ain't cute. I don't care what he say. You know, I was just like, hold up, why are we talking? Why is this happening? Yeah. And Frozen in the Disney movie.
Hey, but you know, what I found out today that I didn't know was Jamie Foxx is playing the main character. I totally got lost in the. Yeah, that's Jamie Foxx, and then Tina Fey is playing the little spirit that is with him. From Saturday Night Live. But then his mom, remember
Felicia Rashad,
yeah, you said she looked like her.
No, she looked like Viv.
Viv, yeah.
But when I was like, that's Felicia Rashad. The voice, there was something she said that made me like, oh, that's Felicia Rashad. But yeah, she looked like Aunt Viv, the black one. Well, they both black, but the one that's my skin color. That ain't Viv.
There's souls to this. There's souls to this.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that. It's SOUL, right? Not SOLE. SOUL.
Yeah, SOUL. I mean, again, if you go into it with a different kind of mindset, it is a good movie. I mean, because musically it's good, because I love the jazz part of it, and just the theme of it. If you can get past that, again, it's, to me, like Shani and I say, it's just not. It may be a Disney movie, but it's not for kids. Unless you want to.
Yeah, and I think if I would have went into it knowing a little bit more about it, that what I was about to see, because I was, so geeked up on him doing, the part where the stuff goes sideways. I'm
Yeah.
ready to see that. And then
Yeah.
we go into this deep dive about this in the third world and the underworld, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to do
It's
this.
gonna be a long conversation.
Mm.
Yeah, but
It's
fortunately,
gonna
they
be
ain't
long.
asked me nothing about it yet. But I know it's
Okay.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause somebody they done asked, Lord have mercy, they done asked the question, "What is a virgin?" And I
Ooh.
said, um, "Where did you hear that?
It's a
Why?
record company.
Where did you hear that?" Because I'm thinking since it's
It's the label.
Christmas, the Virgin Mary, or something like that. They said no, some on Disney, some show that they was watching. The girl was talking about being a virgin. So I'm like, oh,
Here it
Oh,
come.
I told you before. We had this conversation before. Disney's the devil.
that's
Disney's the devil.
Yeah, you did say that.
Disney boy. I said,
Hey,
ooh,
one more movie y'all need to watch before we get out of here. Maybe you saw it already. Best movie on Netflix right now. Peppermint. Anybody seen that?
peppermint.
Yeah. What?
You saw it, action?
Yeah. With Jennifer Biel.
That's the no, not Jennifer Bill. But
Uh,
maybe that is her name. I don't know her name, but the
well,
white
you talking
girl.
about Justin Timberlake's wife?
Oh, that's his wife.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. The one that
Yeah.
was killing everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
She cold. That movie cold. Shani, check it out when you get a chance. Method Man is in there too. It's called Peppermint.
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Justin Timberlake's wife.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking all that, and then he said killing everybody. But okay,
Yeah, like it totally. I mean, she goes from, and I'm not gonna tell too
I
much of
know
it, but she
Jennifer
goes
Biel.
from.
I'm thinking Flashdance, but her name is Jennifer something. I forgot.
She goes.
Somebody out there, help me.
She goes from innocent Ingrid to tear your ass up to Mika. You got to see it. It's crazy.
oh yeah, that's my dog,
Yeah.
my kind of chick.
You got to check it out. It's really good. It's really good.
I think I woke everybody up in the house.
Oh man.
All
My
right. Well,
dog.
That's funny.
actually, got
But
to cook
wait,
a eight
real
course
quick,
meal.
real quick. We doing it, and we did this without even talking. So we got to shout out our sponsor,
Oh
Mr.
yeah.
Kevin Kirksey. Everybody's
Kevin
rocking
Kirksey.
a KK. Oh, we don't want to say that, but a Kevin Kirksey thing. I got on a shirt. Action got on a hat. Bink got on a hat. A lot of y'all was feeling that hat, the Black Pride hat that I'm wearing on one of the photos. All you got to do is go to Kevin Kirksey's website or hit him up on Facebook, and you
Yeah,
can
Kevin
order that
Kirksey
hat.
apparel.
You can order that hat.
www.kevinkirksey, just like it sounds, KEVINKIRKSEY.com.
Yep.
Go to the site. Check it out.
And we will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll talk about. So I had a lot of people ask, how did I start the business for the kids? How did I put a business in their name? So tomorrow we can talk about that. I explain how you do that and what actually has to happen.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Tune in tomorrow.
Y'all be safe, man.
Oh, right here, 8 o'clock. It's Big Bing's break room.